They say we're living in the information age, but what if that information isn't making you smarter? What if it's making you weaker, shallower, and more distracted than ever? Think about how your day begins. You don't even leave your bed before the glowing rectangle calls to you. One notification, one headline, one scroll, and suddenly you're gone. 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Not learning, not growing, just consuming. Doomscrolling tricks you. You feel like you're staying informed, keeping up with the world, the news, the trends. But in reality, you're drowning in fragments, tiny slivers of outrage, clickbait headlines, surface-level opinions dressed up as facts. Your brain doesn't absorb this information. It just reacts. You scroll thinking you're feeding your mind, but really you're starving it. Because true intelligence requires depth. It requires focus. It requires the ability to wrestle with one thing for more than 10 seconds. And scrolling destroys that ability. Inside your head, something darker is happening. Every time you scroll, your brain releases a burst of dopamine. Not because you found something meaningful, but because you found something new. Novelty is addictive. It's why slot machines keep people hooked. Every flick of your thumb is a pull of the lever. And just like the casino, the house always wins. The more you scroll, the more your brain adapts to this constant stimulation. It learns to crave short bursts of novelty and forgets how to handle silence, patience, or sustained attention. You're literally training your brain to become shallow, unable to hold a thought, unable to resist distraction. Your focus, once a sharp blade, becomes a dull, trembling thing. And it's not just your focus that's under attack. It's your emotions. Because algorithms don't care about your well-being. They care about what keeps you hooked. And do you know what keeps you hooked? Fear, anger, envy. That's why your feed isn't random, it's weaponized. It learns what makes your blood boil, what makes your heart race, what makes you jealous, and then it serves it to you on an endless platter. So you end up consuming fear every morning, anger every afternoon, envy every night, and you wonder why your mind feels heavier, darker, more restless than before. The truth is this: you're not just scrolling, you're being programmed. Look closely at your own life. Can you still read a full book without your phone nearby? Can you watch a movie without reaching for another screen? Can you sit in silence for 10 minutes without feeling the itch to distract yourself? Most people can't anymore. Not because they're weak, but because their attention has been hijacked. Attention is your most precious resource. It's what allows you to think, create, solve, and grow. And doomscrolling takes that resource and bleeds it dry. Every scroll is a cut. Every refresh, another drop of focus slipping away. Until one day you look up and realize you've lost the ability to simply be present. And it doesn't just show in your private moments, it leaks into your work. Have you noticed how hard it is to finish a task without checking your phone? You sit down to focus, but every few minutes the itch returns. You think you're multitasking, but really, you're tearing your focus into shreds. Your productivity collapses, and yet you feel busy, because your brain has been trained to mistake scrolling for working. It leaks into your relationships. How many times have you sat across from someone you love while your eyes drift back to a glowing screen? You're with them, but not really with them. You laugh at memes together, but struggle to have conversations that actually matter. The connection grows thinner, the bond weaker. Because doomscrolling has taught your brain to chase stimulation, not intimacy. And it leaks into your creativity. Remember when your mind used to wander? When boredom gave birth to ideas? When silence gave you space to imagine? Doomscrolling kills that, because every quiet moment that could have birthed something new is instantly filled with noise. Your imagination starves, your originality dies, and you become a mirror of whatever you consume. But let's go even deeper. What happens to a society of distracted individuals? If people can no longer focus deeply, if they can no longer engage with complex ideas, if their emotions are constantly hijacked by fear and anger, what kind of world does that create? A world where outrage spreads faster than truth, where attention spans collapse into sound bites, where people are too numb to act, too distracted to think, too shallow to see the bigger picture. This isn't just about your personal focus. It's about the collective intelligence of humanity, and it's being drained one scroll at a time. So how do you escape this trap? How do you break free when everything is designed to keep you hooked? The answer isn't to delete everything and run into the woods. You take back control of your attention. You train your brain, like a muscle, to endure silence again, to sit with boredom, to resist the itch of novelty. Read a page without checking your phone, then 2, then 10. Take a walk without headphones. Let your mind wander. Rebuild your ability to focus slowly but deliberately, because the truth is brutal. If you don't control what you consume will control what you become. And maybe that's the scariest part, not that doom scrolling wastes your time, but that it steals your mind. Every hour you spend scrolling, you're trading depth for distraction. You're trading focus for fragments. You're trading intelligence for noise. So the question is simple. Do you want to keep scrolling, or do you want to start thinking again? Because the choice isn't just about your time. It's about your future self. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to get that self back.